Welcome to Black Sheep Tarot. This is your host Mario, and today's subject is: are you thinking about going on a trip or changing your life? All right, or reinvent yourself. Okay, maybe you're thinking things like that. So what I'm going to do is I have 5 cards here, and I'm going to go over them, and I'm going to start reading a little bit of an article so you understand the gist of what this reading is going to be about. So let's continue with the first card, is the 3 of Wands. So you're planning something, okay? You're moving forward. You're looking out into the horizon. And then the next card is the 7 of Swords, but it's upside down. And then the card after that is the Star, and that usually represents hope. But in this case, maybe you have a lack of faith or hope. So the next card I have is the Fool, meaning it's a new beginning. It's not that you're a fool, it's just that it's the first card in the major arcana where you're moving forward with something. And then I have the 10 of Swords, and that's about a betrayal, deep wounds kind of thing. So again, what I see is the 3 of Wands, right? Opportunities, moving forward. All right. And then with the 7 of Swords upside down is you're rethinking. Maybe you're trying to turn over a new leaf. Like I said, maybe you're trying to reinvent yourself. Maybe you've had enough of your old self and want to change your life, and you should, because I did. I used to drink for a very long time. I was addicted to drugs for a very long time, and I'm not doing any of those things anymore, and I'm not womanizing either. I have a good life because I took out a lot of things. I minimalized all the things in my life. The lack of faith, like I said, with the Star upside down, a disconnect of some sorts. And the Fool is about a new beginning, a journey. Blind faith, a leap of faith, right? But you do have the 10 of Swords, and maybe you are thinking of turning over a new leaf. So are you ready to change your life? Have you been yearning to start over? Maybe that's you. Is it possible? Yes, but there's a lot to consider. Of course, as you can see here, you're worried about taking that step or that leap of faith. So there is things to reconsider, or consider, I should say. Life comes in seasons, so nothing stays constant, like the Wheel of Fortune. And life changes. Everyone goes through transitions. We all do, For some, it's big life milestones that trigger change, like marriage or divorce. Maybe that's something that you're going through, right? Moving to a new city, perhaps, committing to a new partner, or buying a home somewhere else. Maybe your job is empty. Maybe you can't go any further with that job, right? Maybe it's a toxic workplace or a toxic marriage, or you just want to relocate to get away from the past, right? Maybe you're starting a family or becoming an empty nester, whatever that is, right? It can be a loss of a loved one or a friend. It can be a global crisis like the pandemic or a traumatic experience. Whatever it is, you want to move forward. So the first thing that we or you or anyone should reconsider is start with reflection. And then I'm going to go into the cards, okay? So before you can make any changes, you have to understand where you're starting from. What's your situation? right? Personally, I know from experience it can be difficult to sit with your thoughts. Plus, as my coach tells me, our brains are really good at putting up defenses, right? To warm up, try listening to an inspirational podcast or do a deep breathing exercise to slow down and center yourself. What I do in the mornings when I wake up is I do go to YouTube and listen to Alan Watts or things about Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, basically Stoicism, a philosophy. And that kind of sets the day up for me. Okay, so I'm going to pull more cards for you right now. So awesome. So the card that came out is the Two of Wands. So we started with the Three of Wands, right? You're moving forward. So with the Two of Wands, you were looking to your past, right? Planning, progress, thinking of, should I? Where am I going? Maybe you're researching where you should move to, right? Maybe you did your research. Maybe you looked at what kind of weather or the seasons, all right? Maybe you want to move to the mountains, like maybe Kentucky, or maybe you want to see different seasons, like maybe moving up to perhaps Seattle or Montana, you know, things like that, all right? Leaving home, travel plans, that's what that means, all right? The next card I have is the upside down Page of Swords. So there's a lot going up in your mind about this, all right? Because the swords usually represent thoughts, okay? So again, the Deceit card was upside down. The Page of Swords is upside down. It's about maybe deception, manipulation, okay? Maybe you're afraid to move forward and it's causing some anxiety about how are you going to do it? What if this happens? What if that happens, kind of thing, right? So the other card I have is Seven of Cups. That's representing you're trying to make the right choice. There's a lot of possibilities that you may be wanting to change or move to is one of the things that you might be wondering a lot. But there's a lot of options that you have because it's opportunities, maybe wishful thinking or some choices, right? Because you are planning to move ahead. You're planning to go on a journey, but you're maybe afraid to fail, like we all are afraid to fail. But I've failed at a lot of things, and we have to fail because that's how most of us learn, is by failing. I failed with started my own business several times. I've had a successful business. I'm doing this. I also started a little over a year ago, started a channel on childhood trauma and things like that. So I've learned a lot from the mistakes that I've made. I've learned a thing that I've learned is that the world now there's so much hate out there. And so people that were onto my channel were haters, and so I kind of had to let that channel go because the people here in the town that I live in were kind of causing problems in my life because they have nothing better to do. Because like I said, people are hateful out here, that's just how it is. So then the next card I have is the Justice cards, but it's upside down and it comes right underneath the Fool. So maybe you have some guilt because you're maybe moving or you're leaving someone behind or you're going to start your new life. Because sometimes, if you follow your dreams, people will make you feel like you're being selfish. Follow your dreams, whatever they are, just go ahead and do it. Pull the trigger. What's the worst thing that can happen? The next card I have after that is the Queen of Cups. So this may be you. Okay? Because this is the only court card out here so far. And I'm going to assume that it's either a man or a woman. Okay? So you're compassionate. You're calm. You're intuitive. All right? And, you know, obviously you're trying to make the right choice, right? You have a lot to give. The next card I have after that is going to fall right under your Two of Wands. Wands usually could mean like a business, or you're transferring perhaps to another business, or maybe you want to start your own business, whatever it is. But it's personal transition is the Six of Swords is the next card I have for you. Maybe you do have some resistance to change, because not a lot of people like change, you know, and I understand. And so then the card that comes under the Seven of Swords and the Page of Swords is the Ten of Wands. So maybe you're carrying a lot. Maybe you're carrying around your past. Maybe you're carrying around your trauma. Whatever it is, something's going on. All right? Burden, right? That's what this card represents. With the Ten of Wands, you can either, because 1 through 10 is completion. But the thing with this card is you can either choose to let it go or move wherever you're going to move to with all your baggage and start this problem all over again with someone else or a different location. So that is basically a warning for you. Be careful what you leave behind. Make sure you don't take it with you, okay? And the next card after that is a pretty good card here, because it's following the energy with the Seven of Cups. So from the 7 to the 9 of Cups, okay, you are feeling maybe that this is a wish come true. Maybe you're drinking a lot, because that usually represents drinking a lot. Maybe you're stable, and maybe that's why you're kind of resistant to change. Another thing you might want to do is examine your value system. This is a big one. It's likely that your values have changed over time, like all of us, right? If you're changing and evaluating as a human, and your responsibilities or circumstances have changed, your values often do too. It isn't that you have a wholesale change in all of your values, but the relative importance of change, and some do get left behind in favor of different values that reflect your current age, stage, and circumstances. That was kind of what I was saying with the Ten of Wands. Be careful what you leave behind, because you might take it with you. Okay, so then the next card I have under here, maybe you're leaving a person. Okay, maybe you were leaving this is the King of Wands. Maybe you were leaving a narcissist behind, being male or female, wherever it fits for you. Okay, maybe this person was ruthless with you. Maybe this person was, how would you say, excuse me, insecure, impulsive, high expectations, but you know, he or she didn't really have to change, right? All right, so I'm going to pull out another card here for you, and it's the Moon right underneath you, the Queen of Cups. Man or woman, again, put it where it fits. All right, so maybe you need to release your fears. That's kind of the energy here, right? That you kind of have to let it go and take that plunge, do your research, don't obviously leap before you look kind of thing, right? Maybe this is a good one. Repressing emotions, because you are the Queen of Cups, right? You're full of emotions. Maybe you're repressing some of your emotions, which is maybe causing some inner confusion or disruptions, things like that, okay? So the next card I have is the Eight of Cups here, all right? And it falls under the Six of Swords, okay? So maybe you're indecisive, which is understandable, right? Because you're about to turn a new leaf or change your life or leave someone for the better or change jobs or change homes. Maybe you're afraid of aimlessly drifting, or maybe or maybe you're avoiding certain things. Maybe again, fear of change came up twice. So I will say, revisit or rewrite your goals. Just because you have written a goal doesn't mean you have to remain committed to it if it no longer serves the direction you want to go. It's natural that goals shift and change. In fact, you might not have clearly thought about personal goals you'd like to set for yourself. Take a minute and revisit your goals. Maybe that's something that you would need to do to kind of get over this indecisiveness, okay? And another thing I have here is there's a lot of swords, so there's definitely a lot going on upstairs. And it's the Three of Swords, but it's upside down, all right? So it's negative self-talk, all right? Maybe you're doing a little bit of that. Maybe you need to do a little bit of release of maybe some pain or some circumstances or people or ideas. Okay? The next card I have after this is again another sword, so there's a lot of going on. Maybe you're having sleepless nights. Maybe this is keeping you up at night, right? Maybe you're trying to make a choice between the lesser of two evils. Again, confusion, fear, and that's very understandable. All right, maybe this person, because this falls right under the King of Wands upside down, maybe this person was your childhood sweetheart or someone that you've been with for a while. Okay, because Six of Cups represents, happy memories, childhood, nostalgia. Maybe you're thinking, man, am I making the right choice? Maybe, we do have a lot of time between me and you or whoever you're with. And maybe you're kind of thinking, maybe I should stay. But maybe you should go. The card I have for you is the Hierophant, right underneath the moon, okay? Is maybe there was a hidden agenda that you discovered, all right? Maybe you're disconnected from your intuition and you don't know what steps to take. Maybe you think that there's a big misunderstanding, okay? So work up the courage to commit to change because, hey, there are some things out here that maybe you don't like change. Committing to making the change is no easy feat. It takes courage, bravery, and self-awareness. It also takes a level of intentionality. Once you know your values, your goals, and where you're starting from, it's time to map out your next move. All right? So I'm going to pull out 5 more cards, okay? And this is a good card for you. This is the Magician. And you have everything to start a new life, to start a new project, to start on an idea, to find inspiration somewhere else, all right? Because the Magician is about that. It's about taking action, creating. You can create the life you want. Power, self-confidence is what you need, and clarity. The card underneath the Three of Swords is the Strength, upside down. Maybe you do have self-doubt, weakness, but do these steps that I'm reading here and you should be all right. Emotions, again, a struggle, trying to make the decision, because we had the Two of Swords that came up in the past row. So the Three of Cups upside down. Maybe you're overindulging. Maybe you're drinking a little bit too much. Maybe you're doing some heavy partying, and maybe that's the way you cope with a big decision, because some of us do that. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with it. I'm just saying that maybe there's something that you need to be aware. Make your next move. Let's say you're ready to start over in life. You've taken all the steps and you are ready to use your growth mindset to make the move. You've decided how you'll hone in on your life's purpose, or simply bring more joy to your daily life, okay? Get a coach to stay on track, if that's something that you can do, or a friend, or write it down. Start a journal. Things like that. Any amount of change can be incredibly challenging. Procrastination can be a huge blocker, and self-sabotage knows just when to kick in. If you've been through some trauma, some abuse, some neglect as a child or as an adult, this might manifest in your life because we're afraid of change. Okay, so if you're planning on starting, if you plan on starting over and changing your life, you will need a support system aside from your friends, family members, and loved ones. It helps to have a guardian from an objective outsider who can help you reflect on yourself. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the cards, and I have one more suggestion for you if you do plan on moving forward, because we have the Empress, and that's a good card for you because the Empress is about birthing, it's about growing, it's about having ideas and bringing forth money for you. Basically, it's an abundance, nurturing, because you are the Queen of Cups, right? Development, accomplishment, growth. So that's a good card for you. And the last card that I'm going to pull here for you is the Tower, but it's upside down. But I will give you the last suggestion here is 7. Build out your support network. It should be very important. Okay, surround yourself with a community of supportive individuals. Means seeking out friends, family, or mentors to uplift and encourage you in your endeavors. These people offer constructive feedback, celebrate your success, and provide a listening ear during challenges. And I suggest, if you are watching this video, you can consult me. I'm going to be doing readings. I'll be starting that pretty soon, and you can subscribe and maybe leave a comment or something, and maybe there's a question that maybe I can help you with and make it more personal to you. And the last card is the Tower, okay? Really, the Tower, nobody wants it. Basically, the Tower happens when You knew you should have moved forward with a decision, but you didn't. Now life is going to get harder because life is going to say, I told you to move, and now you haven't. Now it's going to wreak havoc in your life. So it's about personal transition. Again, fear of change, that's come up about 3 or 4 times, if I remember correctly. Suffering. See, suffering. If you decide to stay here with so-and-so, or maybe you change your mind or you don't go through it, you will be suffering with it because your life will get harder. People aren't going to change. You'll fall back into old bad habits, things like that. Okay? And then what will happen is there'll be delays in your life. Okay? There's hopes and dreams that you had or you wanted, and maybe time will go forward and wish it coulda, woulda, and you don't want that. You don't want to have that personal regret of, man, I should have done this, because that doesn't feel good. I promise it doesn't. Okay? A disaster, a collapse, time, stormy time. All right? So my suggestion is go ahead, take some of the suggestions I've made here on this video and move forward, because it's easier to move forward and go off into the unknown, because you never know where you might land. And this is Mario with Black Sheep Tarot, and I will see you in a later video.